Imagine you find a wrecked Lamborghini Aventador sitting in a salvage yard. The front end is completely destroyed. The carbon fiber tub is cracked in 3 places, and the dealer quote to fix it is hovering somewhere around $400,000, which is more than most people's houses. A normal person walks away. Mat Armstrong writes a check. That's the world Mat Armstrong lives in. His YouTube channel has built an entire audience around the idea that any car, no matter how broken, can be brought back. And for years, he delivered on that promise with increasingly expensive projects. A totaled Ferrari here, a flood-damaged Rolls-Royce there. But this restoration was different. The costs spiraled past anything he'd attempted before. Suppliers fell through. Parts had to be sourced from 3 different countries. And at one point, according to Mat himself in a video from late 2022, he genuinely wasn't sure the project would ever be finished. Today, we're walking through the full story. What went wrong, how much it actually cost, and what it means for the broader world of salvage restoration. Before we get into it, if you follow Mat's channel at all, this is the kind of story you want to stay current on because the details have kept changing. So if you haven't already, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. New videos on exactly this kind of automotive business story drop every week. All right, let's get into it. The vehicle at the center of all this is, reportedly, a Lamborghini Aventador SVJ, the track-focused variant that Lamborghini produced in extremely limited numbers, with a list price around $517,000 new. The SVJ is significant, not just because of its price, but because of what it takes to fix one. The Aventador platform uses an aluminum space frame, bonded and riveted together, not welded. And when that structure is compromised in a crash, you can't just heat and beat it back into shape. You're dealing with factory tolerances measured in fractions of a millimeter. And Lamborghini doesn't exactly publish a repair manual for it. The car Mat acquired had been involved in a significant front-end collision. The details of how it ended up at auction are a little murky, as they often are with salvage title cars. But by the time Mat got his hands on it, the front crash structure was destroyed, the front subframe was bent, and there was reportedly secondary damage that didn't show up until the car was partially disassembled. The purchase price Mat disclosed was in the range of $85,000 to $90,000. For a $500,000 car, that sounds like an incredible deal. The catch, as always, is everything that comes after. Mat has done expensive cars before. His channel covers everything from Land Rovers to McLarens. But the SVJ introduced complications that stacked on top of each other in a way that previous projects hadn't. First, there's the carbon fiber issue. The Aventador SVJ uses carbon fiber reinforced polymer throughout the body, not just cosmetically, but structurally. Several panels on this particular car were damaged beyond simple repair, which meant sourcing replacements. New carbon fiber components from Lamborghini can run anywhere from $15,000 for a front splitter to $60,000 or more for major body sections. And Lamborghini, like most exotic manufacturers, has a complicated relationship with the salvage and aftermarket world. Getting parts through official channels often requires going through an authorized dealer, which adds cost and lead time. Mat's team reportedly spent weeks just trying to nail down supplier pricing before the actual repair work began. Second, the labor. Mat operates out of his shop, and his team handles a lot of the work in-house. That's part of his content model. But an Aventador SVJ is not a car where you can improvise. The suspension geometry, the alignment specifications, the electronic systems, all of it requires specialized equipment, and in some cases, factory tooling that independent shops simply don't have access to. At certain stages of this restoration, Mat had to bring in outside specialists, and that cost adds up fast. Here's where it gets interesting from a financial standpoint. Mat has been fairly transparent about costs throughout his channel's run. He posts parts invoices, talks through estimates on camera. But as this project progressed, the disclosed costs started to climb in a way that clearly wasn't part of the original plan. By the midpoint of the build, according to figures Mat referenced in his own videos, total spend was approaching $150,000 on top of the purchase price. That's $230,000 plus into a car that, with a salvage title, would likely sell for somewhere between $250,000 and $300,000 in a best-case scenario. The margin was tightening, and the project wasn't finished. For context, and this is worth understanding if you're not deep in the salvage world, a car with a salvage title carries that designation permanently in most states. Even after a perfect restoration, you're selling to a narrower pool of buyers who are specifically comfortable with that history. In the exotic car market, that discount can be 30 to 40% off clean title value. So the financial math on a project like this is genuinely brutal. You're spending near retail prices on parts to restore a car you can only sell at a significant discount. Mat knows this, of course. He's done it enough times to understand the economics. Part of what makes the channel work is that the content itself is the revenue stream. The restoration is the product, and the car sale is secondary. But when costs balloon past projections, that calculation gets uncomfortable. Even for someone with his subscriber count, one of the most frustrating segments of this restoration, based on Mat's own documentation, was sourcing specific components. There were reportedly 3 distinct parts that became serious bottlenecks. The front crash structure, a carbon fiber and aluminum composite assembly, had a lead time that stretched for months when ordered through standard channels. Mat's team eventually located a replacement through a European parts broker, which solved the availability problem, but introduced shipping costs, import duties, and currency exchange considerations that weren't in the original budget. The second issue was with electronic modules. Modern Lamborghinis are deeply software integrated. Certain control modules are paired to specific vehicles at the factory, and replacing them isn't a plug-and-play operation. It requires dealer-level diagnostic equipment and, in some cases, authorization from Lamborghini's technical support team. Getting that authorization on a salvage title car is, according to multiple sources in the exotic repair community, not exactly straightforward. And then there were cosmetic parts. The Verde Mantis paint, which is a tri-coat specialty color, that required specific materials and a paint shop experienced with that application. The cost for a full respray on a car this size, done to the standard Mat holds his builds to, is not a number you want to think about before your morning coffee. Part of what makes Mat's channel interesting is the audience he's built, and they were watching all of this unfold in real time. The comments on his SVJ videos are a mixture of genuine support, concern about the financials, and the occasional person doing their own math in the replies and posting increasingly alarming totals. There's also a subset of the exotic car community that's skeptical of high-profile salvage restorations on principle. The argument, and it's not entirely without merit, is that a properly restored salvage Aventador might look perfect on camera, but could have structural issues that only reveal themselves years down the road, or in another collision. Mat has addressed this criticism directly in several videos, walking through the repair methodology and pointing out that his builds undergo inspection processes that many factory repairs wouldn't. But the skepticism persists, and it shapes the secondary market for these cars. What's notable about the SVJ project specifically is that it seemed to shift something in how Mat talked about his builds. In a video from what appears to be early 2023, he was more candid than usual about the stress of the project, the parts delays, the budget overruns, the pressure of documenting all of it for an audience expecting progress. He didn't frame it dramatically. He was just talking about it like someone who'd taken on more than he expected and was working through it. That kind of honesty is part of why his audience stays loyal. When the car was finally completed, and the total build cost, by Mat's own accounting, came in somewhere above $280,000 all in, making it reportedly the most expensive single restoration his channel has documented. The reaction from his audience was roughly what you'd expect. The car looked extraordinary. Vertimantis paint in person is one of those colors that does things in sunlight that photographs can't fully capture, and the finished SVJ was, by any reasonable standard, stunning. The question of whether the project made financial sense is a different conversation. If you're running the numbers purely on parts in versus sale price, it probably didn't. But that's not really the business Mat is in. He's in the content business. And a 20-part series on the most expensive restoration he's ever attempted, with genuine drama and real stakes at every turn, is exactly what that business runs on. The car reportedly sold, though the exact sale price Mat received hasn't been fully disclosed publicly. Based on comparable Aventador SVJ sales with salvage titles in the 2023 market, estimates in the community put a clean restoration like this somewhere in the $280,000 to $320,000 range, meaning Mat likely came out roughly even or slightly behind on the car itself, before you factor in the revenue the video series generated, which honestly might be the point. The SVJ project is an extreme version of something that plays out across the salvage restoration community constantly: the tension between ambition and economics. The reason channels like Mat's work is that the math only makes sense if you account for the content revenue. Without the audience, these projects would be financial disasters for almost anyone attempting them. That's actually worth thinking about if you're someone who's ever been tempted by a salvage exotic at auction. The guys making it look viable on YouTube have a revenue stream attached that you don't. The parts cost the same. The labor costs the same. The title discount on sale is the same. What's different is that they're monetizing the process, not just the result. Mat Armstrong's most expensive restoration ever wasn't just about putting a crashed Lamborghini back together. It was a real-time demonstration of what this kind of work actually costs, in money, in time, in stress, when there's no hiding from the camera and the audience is watching every invoice. The SVJ is done and sold, but Mat's channel keeps moving. There are already hints in his more recent uploads that his next major project could push even further into territory he hasn't attempted before. And given what the SVJ cost, that's saying something. If you want to be here when that story develops, subscribe and hit the notification bell. That's genuinely the best way to not miss it when it drops. If you found this breakdown useful, a like helps this kind of content reach more people, which I always appreciate. And if you want to go deeper on the salvage title world, specifically the legal and financial traps that catch people who try to do what Mat does without the audience to back it up, that's the next video. It's a more complicated story than most people realize, and we're going to get into all of it. See you there.